Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to Out the Loop. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you a track that I've signed to Anjunadeep Explorations, which will be coming out next year in March, I think, or February. And it's an Afro house track. I recorded the live stream of me making this, which I'll link somewhere. It's called Late Night Stream. And I made this song in my mum's spare bedroom with just like my laptop. Basically this setup that I have now, my laptop and my headphones and this little MIDI keyboard, and so then everything was on mostly on the laptop. And so yeah, right now I've packed up my entire studio because we're moving house or moving flat, so I have a very minimal setup now as well. But just to show you that you don't need fancy gear and all that stuff to make a track to sign onto a very prestigious label. So yeah, what I want to do today is just go through the best parts of this track, kind of go through the thought process of how I made some of the stuff and things like that. And if you want to watch the full stream, I will link it, and you guys can check that out if you like watching long videos. So let's have a little play. I think I've took the master channel off. So Anjuna mastered the track, so it will sound a little bit different when it comes out from the master that I've done. But I'll put my self-master on, and I can go over a bit of this at the end. And I guess I'll just play a little section. Maybe we'll just go here. Stop there because I'm going to be showing you the bits anyway. So yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks. I really love it. I love the chords and the melodies. It's like pretty simple in a way, but it's just got that kind of those feels about it, and it evolves nicely as I'll show you at this point here. I've played this out as well quite a lot. I played it in Prague at the Daydream Festival, played it in Malta, played it in Belfast, and it's always gone down really well. Like, people seem to enjoy it, so it's always a good sign. All right, so let's go from how this started. I watched a bit of the stream just now, and I started with this sound here. This is with Plant 2, and I originally started with like a different melody. The track was going in a whole different direction, and I didn't love it, so I ended up changing it after about 20 minutes or so, and then remaking the melody, and I'm glad I did because I really like this melody. So yeah, this is just this kind of like water bell sound. Oh, it's not playing. Very like organic sounding, and it morphs and changes as you play with the mod wheel, which is what I'm doing kind of throughout the MIDI. Oh, can't really show that. You can see it here. I'm automating the mod wheel. Let's put this on. Maybe later. Yeah, here. Yeah, you can hear that it changes quite a lot as it's moving through, which is really cool. I like that about Plant. So that's how it started, with this little melody and this sound. And I think I also had like some drones running through, which was this thing, which is also made with Plant from the same sound, but I'm just like moving one of the keys and moving the mod wheel at the same time, which is this. Which is just like a drone, I guess. It's got this tone to it, and I've just put loads of black hole reverb. I think it's black hole, or maybe the shimmer. put shimmer through it, loads of it, so it's very washed. And yeah, so that was like the atmosphere. I guess all this other atmosphere here. What do we have? Oh yeah. So these is some chords like from this LT Afro pack, which is where I also got the vocal from. And there's some chords, and I just reversed them and then drowned them in reverb, and also just had them as like a drone. So altogether, the atmosphere is like this. It's being sidechained, as you can hear. So yeah, it's just this nice, I don't know, kind of feelsy atmosphere, quite a bit of noise in there. And yeah, so that's what kind of set the bed for the track. And while I had this melody playing, and then I most likely probably had like a kick playing, which would have just been this kick, which I use most of the time. Nice thumping kick, nothing crazy going on with it. And then I would have done the chords. So here are the chords, and the chords evolve, so they start like this. With the noir. I'm actually going to save this because I always forget to save my... Get to save like the patches I make with the piano, and then I'm like, oh, I keep having to redo it. But yeah, that one's nice. So that's the chords. Let's have a look at them. I'm playing in G minor, so you can see I'm playing I'm just playing a bass note and then the octave up, and then this I believe is the third. So I'm just playing like thirds and no fifths in between. Maybe the fifths come later on. Where's the fifth of? No, this is like a major 7. So it's like playing the note below the root. This is the root note, and then I'm playing the note below it, but then 2 octaves up. I do this all the time, and I think it's called a major 7th chord, and it just sounds really nice. So this is just thirds. A little timing adjustment here. Piano has just got so much character. Like you can hear as it's opening up and getting stronger. There's loads of like harmonics and sounds that add to it. It's really nice. So I'm doing this with the velocity. I highlighted everything and then I just ramped it up. So starting low and then going high, and it just makes the velocity get heavier and heavier as the chord progresses, which just increases like the intensity. So yeah, I did that with the chords. I think they're the same pretty much all the way through here. Maybe here they evolve. Yeah, here they're just strong, because I think at this point in the track it's a bit of a climax in a way. Quite a lot in the track, so I think I'm like trying to get the piano to come through a bit more over the other elements. So yeah, that's all really with the chords, but then here they do evolve. So I do a little something here with the bridge. Nothing crazy. I think it's just like adding little notes here and there. But then here I start doing like a groove, like a little rhythmical thing. So you can see I've started chopping them up a little bit. So let's just listen to this bit. And I've introduced it now, so I'm just talking over it. I'm introducing this now so you get used to it here. So this is going to be like the new thing in the track. If you don't introduce it early on, then it feels a bit weird sometimes if you come into the drop and it's a whole new groove or whatever. So I'm introducing it here, probably ramping it up, yeah. Ramping it up, and then we come into the drop. So let's play. go. So nice, impactful, groovy piano here. So that would have been my piano. The next thing probably was the drums. So let's have a listen to the drums. We'll go kind of through because I always evolve the drums. So we'll just started. Let's go with the kick. Obviously started like this. So we just got like a bounce divide shaker. Nothing crazy going on there, just a shaker. There's something going on here. Little like Foley thing from the Organica packs from PML, and then little marimba thing. You don't hear this really in context, I don't think. When everything's playing, you probably can't even hear that. Yeah, it's there, it's adding something, but it's super subtle. But yeah, that's it, just shakers and a little shuffle. I think that shuffle's coming from these shakers. No, it's not, it's coming from somewhere. Oh yeah, I put in my own little drums here. From like a breaks pack, these hats. So yeah, just a little kind of shuffle going on. Let's just fold it. Yeah. So they are the basic drums. And then they evolve here. Got this weird sound here. They don't evolve here, they're just like, it's just the same drums, but then here maybe there's some little change. Yeah, so something to note there is obviously I'm starting this bongo rhythm, which is a loop. I'm starting that before it kicks in, and that way it just kind of introduces it a bit better rather than it just coming straight away, which feels a bit more natural, you'll hear. Alright. Yeah, we'll keep going on. I guess that might be all the evolution. There's a little bit here. Yeah, a little like open hat. I think that will be it. I mean, here I actually have less drums in the main drop. It's probably because it was a bit busy. Which is something to note because, you know, you would assume that, okay, I'm coming to the big main drop, I should have more things in there to make it bigger, but sometimes less is more, because as I took away drums, it's given more room for the other melodics that I've got going on. So yeah, they are the drums. Pluck doesn't really change. I guess there's two little melodies here. We got this one, which I've shown you. This little thing is a 32, so you just change it to a 32, which it's on right now, and then you can do this little groove. But yeah, so that's the kind of main melody, and then here it switches up. Distorts here, but I think I just ignored it. But yeah, so this is just playing a simple tonic in a fifth, and then I'm layering this with a pluck. So together. Just chill this distortion a bit. So I think that was just to add that lower layer, because here it's this layer is kind of high and I don't want to say thin, but you know what I mean. So I just wanted to add a little bit of lower mids. So yeah, they are the plucks, nothing else going on there. And then these leads here, these kind of make the track for me. And so what do we have here? We've got a few layers. So sine plant, just a bit of a like high string, I guess. And then what's this? Yeah, this is from Motion 2, my pack that's out. You can grab that if you want. It'll be linked down below. And then the other sound, the main one, is also from Motion 2, and I use this sound all the time. It's the Retro Lead 2 from Motion 2. And it's this one. The melody starts here. So this melody I did myself on the keyboard, and I'm not that good on the keys. Like I can't play chords on the keyboard or really play melodies that well. But I find that if I just sit and jam for a while, you can come up with something. If you just stay in the scale, you can figure the scale out quite quickly. You just look on here and you go, okay, these are the notes I can play. Freestyle a little bit, and then you might come up with something. And that's what I did, and I'm really glad I did, because it feels very human. And not stiff. It kind of doesn't start exactly where it should do, doesn't land perfectly, and that's what I think makes it sound really nice. There's a bit of processing, we've got like a pedal on here, compression, LA2A, and a bit of EQ. That's it, and nothing on the group. So yeah, that is the sound. That's the bulk of the sound. So that is the majority of the instruments. There's some bass here. So this bass, I think I added this afterwards, like after I got home from my mum's. Came back to Stockholm, to Sweden, and it was in my studio, maybe with the Moog, because I probably felt like I need a bit of sub in here, or I would have sent the track to somebody and they would have given some feedback, it needs some sub. So I just added this layer. The only reason I think I did it with that is because I've recorded it. Usually I wouldn't record it, I would just have it all in MIDI with a synth. But there's nothing crazy with this sub, it's literally just I think it's a sine wave. Yeah, nothing. All I did was just copy these bottom notes and then just put it into the Moog. So yeah, nothing really much to show there. Just a simple sub. But one thing I guess to take from that is to keep your subs simple, or your bass, your lower bass simple. If you've got like a big bold piano, because this piano is very deep. I always play the piano very deep, because I think it just sounds really nice and soulful rather than it being like a higher octave. But this is taking up this area here, so it kind of has a sub already. And then with this, I'll put an EQ on here. This is the sub. I don't need this to be big and fat. It just needs to be taking up this kind of warm area here. So yeah, just something to note. So a lot of people that I teach, they'll do that, where they'll make the basses too complicated, and then they'll have piano in there, and they'll have all these other chord things, and it just gets a bit muddy and crowded. So that is mostly it. I think that there's a bit of strings here that aren't working, so maybe they aren't on. Yeah. Bass has evolved here. It's just louder. That's all it is. It's not actually that much different. But yeah, there are the strings. What I've done here, in case you're wondering, is because Labs, if I take this off and we have a listen, it's really panned to one side, so the left, like the way that they've recorded it. So if you get this utility and you put it so it basically receives the signal from the left, it will then convert it into mono. You can see here it's in mono, and then I will add stereo information with a return channel. So I'm adding reverb, like a lot of reverb here. So yeah, that is all of the melodics, and then there is some vocal. I've got a funny story with this vocal actually, and with a pack that it's taken from. So yeah, I'll play a little bit of it. There's so much reverb. That's just kind of like the bridge vocal, and I think I just had that in there to break it up a little bit, but it comes through really nicely. But the main one is just this. Yemale. I don't know what it's saying. I even left this weird little bit in here. Let's take that out. But yeah, it's just Yemale. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds really nice, and that's what's important to me. I don't know if I've pitched this. Yeah, I have. I pitched it down 2 semitones. So yeah, with this vocal, I got it from a pack, this LT Afro pack. Now, this pack was sent to me from another producer or a fan. Is somebody that messaged me on Instagram, and he said, "Oh, I'm friends with the guy who made this pack. Here's a gift," and like sent it to me, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, "Oh, cool, thank you." And then like, I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll use it," and I started using it a little bit, and I obviously used it in this track. But I didn't buy it, and I should have done, but I didn't think about it. And then, once we signed the track, then I think it got flagged, or like the somehow the company found out. I think because I told Anjuna where I got it from, and I think they then contacted them to make sure that I had the rights to use it, and they saw that I hadn't bought it. It was not really any drama, but they were just like, okay, well then can you just pay for the fee for the pack? So then I paid for the pack. But yeah, it's just something to bear in mind. Like, don't take packs off people and then use the samples, because it can get you can come back to bite you a little bit, like a little bit awkward, basically. But yeah, it's all good. Thank you to the guy that sent me the pack. But yeah, bear in mind, don't be sending it out to everyone, because people work hard on these packs, and then you're just giving them away. So yeah. Anyway, so the last thing I guess to go over is just like the thought process with the arrangement. As I've mostly just gone over the elements, but not really talked about like why I put things where they are and stuff like that. And a bit of the master we can just go over. So with the arrangement, I mean, it's pretty standard for what I normally do. Start gradual. This is a bit of an extended mix here. The radio edit will start like this. Quite a strong start. I'm giving away like the kind of the hook, like the vocal, the main melody, and then the chords. So it's just like it's a nice radio edit, because it kind of hooks you in straight away. And then there's just gradual modulation, and this is something I would advise that you do. In your tracks, don't add loads of elements. You see, I've only got like 31 elements here, and really the main elements is just the vocal, the piano, and then this pluck thing, and the lead, and that's it. So those things evolve, and that's what keeps the track interesting. So a little evolution here with just this pluck, just playing a very simple tonic, a G, and then here introducing the lead after 16 bars, because otherwise it would get boring if I just kind of repeated this. So the lead comes in, and then here is like, where I think you could sometimes go wrong with your arrangement, where you're like, all right, maybe I'll go into a bridge here, or maybe I'll just keep repeating what I have here. But what I did, which was good, that kept things interesting, was to switch up the main melody. Not just continuing this new melody that I brought in. Like typically, I guess maybe you'd think, all right, let's just continue that on, but I've given it a little gap and then had a little switch up here. And this is a good way to just keep the track interesting but still rolling through. So yeah, and then that's it. It just keeps kind of growing. And the main thing I'm doing here is kind of building the, I wouldn't say tension, but the like epicness with the piano, just like as it slowly keeps rising and rising. So here it's just like ramping gradually until we get to here where it's like really aggressive piano. Simple in terms of like the ideas that are here. They're all just kind of harmonizing with each other quite nicely. So, you know, like this melody is walking down, dun, dun, dun. The piano is walking down as well, and I think that's what kind of gives a bit of cohesion. So yeah, I mean that's really it. There's not too much to talk about. Obviously I'm just building and then have a nice long bridge, bringing in a new element, but the new element really is just the same element, but it's just being changed. There's just like a little groove going on with it, because I prefer to do that rather than just bring in some new random element. I rather have the things that I have just evolve and change, and so that's what I've gone for here. Yeah, and then just grooving out until the end, and then like an extended outro. So this is the radio outro, and then the extended mix is here. I always just make the extended mix with the radio edit and then just move it to the side. So here, that would be the extended outro. Yeah, so that is the arrangement. I'll just show you now the master. I've got this endless smile, which I'm just using for effects. You'll see I use this quite a lot in my streams or whatever. So I use this here just for the big main drop. The master is a little bit of compression. Let's just go somewhere here. So it's not doing too much, just a little bit, and the attack is very loose, so I'm not killing the initial transients. Bit of saturation, again, quite subtle, just 3 dB, and then I'm taking away the output. We've got Ozone Imager, which is just controlling the stereo field. Kind of just pushes things a little bit more to the side. Like here I've just added a little bit more side information right at the top. And what is this? Stabilizer. This I don't even use that often anymore, but it's just like an intelligent EQ. So it's basically telling me I need to dip here in the real highs. Maybe I had the shakers too high and it just dips that for me, which is nice. Pro MB, what am I doing with this? This is just a preset called Dynamic Goodness. All it does is it's kind of like taking away a bit of the sustain from some of the elements and making them more transient heavy, I guess, or more groovy. Compressing in areas as well. Here, compressing the hats because they're too high. The bass one I don't have it on. So yeah, that one that just tends to add a little bit more clarity, I guess. That's what I use that preset for. And then just the limiter. So I'm hitting around, 7.8 or whatever, or 8 minus 8 LUFS. That's usually what I aim for. I don't go for super loud tracks, and try not to have them too quiet at like minus 12 or minus 10. Somewhere around the minus 8 LUFS is what I go for. That tends to be enough volume, really. So that is the end of my walkthrough for Yemale, or Yemale. Not sure how to pronounce it. But yeah, thank you for watching this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and you can take something away from it. I will be going away now for a little bit. I'm going to Thailand for like a month and a half, so I won't be doing any live streams. I think quite a few of you aren't aware that I do live streams quite often, sometimes like once a week. And so to find them, you just go onto YouTube and you click the live and you'll see all of the uploads. And that's where I also uploaded this track when I first made it from start to finish. So make sure you check out those live streams if you want to see some start to finishes. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. This track will be out, I think, in March, as I said. If you want any education, like any teaching from me, I do teach production of all levels. Maybe not like master level, but from beginner to intermediate. I've helped people get signed to labels like Colorize, Sakura, Hathor, and many others. So yeah, if you want any help, then hit me up. The links are below to my Patreon and to my website. Cool. Thank you guys for watching this one. I'll catch you in the next one.